Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And while I'm still down in the dumps after last night's painful last-second loss to the Dallas Stars, today, just moments ago, we get yet another punch to the gut. This one stings, guys, but I feared it for a couple days now. New Jersey Devils released some big news, and in fact, Jack Hughes is shut down for the rest of the season. Headline reads, Jack Hughes undergoes shoulder surgery injury update. The New Jersey Devils provided the following medical update on center Jack Hughes, who was injured March 2nd, 2025 against Vegas. Following a review of the imaging and subsequent conversations with Jack, his family, representatives, and the Devils' medical and athlete care staffs, it was determined that Jack would proceed with shoulder surgery. He underwent the successful procedure earlier today, which was performed by Dr. Peter Millett at the Stedman Clinic in Vail, Colorado. Hughes is expected to make a full recovery to be available for 2025 New Jersey Devils training camp. For roster purposes, Jack has been placed on long-term injured reserve. And there it is. The absolute worst. What we all feared when we saw him go down has come to reality. The 2025 New Jersey Devils season has officially become an absolute nightmare. The worst possible news you could get. I was still holding out a sliver of hope that he'd be able to come back for the playoffs. Done for the year. Second season in a row, he will be recovering from a shoulder surgery. A devastating blow to this New Jersey Devils team. We are now less than 48 hours away from Friday's trade deadline, and I severely hope this does not impact Tom Fitzgerald's maneuvering at the deadline. Now, I feel terrible for Jack. This kid just can't catch a break. He's a little fragile, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't seem like he's ever going to be able to play 82 games. And you hope for the rest of his career he's able to avoid major injury, but this is obviously a very concerning, reoccurring issue. Thoughts are with Jack. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery, but this has to be absolutely devastating to him. For the second straight season, he's going down with this shoulder injury and has to get a surgery. I mean, this is just... It's just dark times for the Devils, guys. But I did expect this. Like I said, I was hoping there was a chance he'd come back for the playoffs, but we're officially without Jack now, and the team must step up. The team's got to respond, got to step up, got to rally for Jack. I'm curious to see if he's going to be around the team or what his kind of dealings will be, in New Jersey for the rest of the season and into the playoffs should they make it. But the time for these boys to step up is now. Timo Meier, the March of Meier's underway. He has 2 goals in the first 3 games. He's going to have to step up. We're going to need Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier. Everybody's going to have to pick their game up. Obviously, a huge blow to the lineup. Jack is our best offensive player, and we are going to be without him for these final 19 games of the regular season and into the playoffs should they make it. Super unfortunate. It was kind of expected by a lot of us, and it's depressing, quite frankly. It really is depressing, and like I said, I feel terrible for Jack. And the boys got to find a way. Got to find a way to respond. And now back to Fitzy. I truly hope this is not the ammo he needed to punt once again on a season. Unacceptable. Last year, you all know, I thought we could have made the playoffs had we picked up a NHL caliber goalie of any kind in around February. I think we could have clawed and scraped into the playoffs. It didn't happen. We punted on the season. I do think it was psychologically damaging to a lot of the guys to miss the playoffs in that fashion after we had our franchise record-setting season the year before. But now, very different story. We are firmly in a playoff spot. There is teams right on our heels for the 3rd spot in the Metro, and it is possible we will fall into the bloodbath that is the wild card fight for a playoff spot. But there's no excuse. No excuse. We now know we're without Jack. There is no uncertainty surrounding it. A team that desperately needed some forward help before Jack got hurt needs even more help now. I do not think you're obviously replacing a Jack Hughes, in season with deadline trades, nor is it going to be easy to replace a guy like him if you were tasked with it in the offseason. But Fitz got to do something. This team is firmly in a playoff spot. He owes it to the players in that locker room. They had a great year in the beginning. Cushion got blown. And here we are in the fight of our lives to make the playoffs. But this entire team is owed some help. Period. End of story. Jack Hughes is out. The team can still compete, in my opinion. There's still plenty of talent on this roster, especially with Jacob Markstrom in net. I do believe he is capable of stealing games and series. Do I believe the team is not as good without Jack? Obviously. It'd be completely crazy to say that the team is not going to miss Jack Hughes and his production. But they showed last night in Dallas, outside of that first period where they were definitely outplayed, they woke up as the game went on, and they showed they are capable of competing. Dallas is one of the best teams in the league, and the Devils were taking it to them for little stretches of that game. And they were right there, 4.8 seconds away from stealing a point in Dallas. But absolutely gutting news. I didn't think we'd hear this till after the trade deadline, but the Devils let it out today. Without Jack Hughes for the rest of the season, he'll be recovering from this shoulder surgery, expected to be back at camp at the beginning of next season. And once again, we look towards next season. But for right now, we got what we got in the locker room. Hopefully Fitz brings a few forwards in. 3 forwards would be great. It might be asking for a lot. But at this juncture, with Jack being injured, I think we absolutely need 2 forwards at a minimum. Bare minimum, you need 2 forwards. One of them has to be a center, obviously. And, I would take a winger. 2 centers could be nice. But I'm not going to get too picky. We need 2 forwards, and we need them in the next 48 hours. And this team needs to rally around this. This is super unfortunate. I'm sure the team was devastated when they heard as well. Jack, obviously, a huge part of this team. But life goes on. Got to find a way to win without him, and here we are. In the fight of our lives, 19 games left, hopefully heading into the playoffs, and we're going to see what happens. Devastating news, just another blow to the Devils team and the fans. I'm just distraught right now, and I'm hoping for the best and that this team responds in a big way Friday night against the Jets. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you, but wow, what a dark time to be a Devils fan. I'm hoping somehow this is a rallying cry for the team and that they respond, start playing to the level that we saw, or anywhere near the level we saw from them in December, quite frankly. They were looking like one of the best teams in the league, and as of late, and by as of late, I mean pretty much all of 2025, it's been a completely different team. But somehow, some way, they have to persevere and get into this playoffs. Playoffs or bust. I'm not saying for Fitz to go out and mortgage the future, just so you understand what I'm saying here. A lot of you have been like, the season's gone. I refuse to give up on the season. I think the guys in the locker room are not going to just give up on the season, and Tom Fitzgerald should not as well. Go get pieces that could help us now and into the future. I'm not saying to mortgage the future and go get pure rentals that will not be here beyond the deadline. Pending free agents and all of that stuff. I'm not interested in that for where the Devils are right now, I think. But get guys with some term. A guy like McCann has 2 years left after this. Even a Ryan O'Reilly has a couple years left. Go find guys that make sense to help the team now and for at least a year or two into the future. And I think those are sensible moves. The roster has plenty of holes. Like I've said, they're not all going to get fixed at this deadline, but we could at least try to fix or plug some of them and give the team the best chance to succeed down the stretch here and into the playoffs should they make it. And hopefully they do make it, because missing the playoffs 2 years in a row would be an absolute catastrophe. Cannot happen, should not happen. Playoffs are bust. Win now. And I'm hurt, guys. I'm really hurt. But throw it all out there in the comments. I'll be back soon. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.